29, 28, 3, 2, 1, action.
Welcome back to SMR. Today we have a MOTOCAST for you. If you're not familiar with our format, the MOTOCAST is where we record a race from multiple angles and our resident wizard Johnny Bang then compiles them into a replay for us. We get to relive the action, and we also bring on some guests that were there to bench race with. Today's race is the Pro Lights and National Amateur classes from the 2024 AMA Supermoto race at the Musslemen Honda Circuit in Tucson, Arizona. I'm your host, Sean Butterman, aka Butters. Alongside me are my brothers in this venture, our wizard, J Bang.
What up, Butters? How's it going, brother?
Good, brother. And our pro squid turned pro racer, Ryan the Simp Sam.
What's up, homies?
Am I ever going to run out of weird ways to introduce you?
Probably not.
Today's guests are who we have dubbed the Rookies of the Year for supermoto racing in the United States. First up is Clayton Moyer. He made his pro debut in the Pro Lights class. What's up, Clayton?
What's up? How's it going?
Glad to have you, brother. And you're keeping
Thank
the
you for
Suzuki
having
stuff alive, so...
Trying.
Second, we got Adam Cooper, who in his first year racing Supermoto made waves in the amateur class. How's it going, Adam?
Awesome, Butters. Totally stoked to be here.
Hell yeah,
Thanks for
boys.
having me.
Oh yeah, we kind of had you guys on because you guys are both kind of rookies of the year. You know, Clayton moving up to the 250 class and Adam's first year running the National Series and NAS. Both of you guys kind of killed it at both events, actually.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So for this one, you qualified second, Simpy, but then Charlie was having issues going into this first race.
Yeah, I guess I heard that he used some of that recalled VP fuel, so it kind of did a number on his whole fuel system. So like 30 minutes before Moto 1, he had like his entire bike disassembled and was just like trying to flush everything out and get it running again, because it even took him a while to like figure out what was going on. So like they start calling for staging, and I mean, I'll be honest, a little part of my head I was like, okay, I don't have to like go all out crazy trying to catch Charlie and like go nuts. So it's like, okay, this will be nice. Maybe pick up a little first place, get a little better chance of getting the title this year. But
Didn't he offer you that same gas?
yes, he did. But luckily I had enough. It was a close call.
Yeah, because we had ran into that issue earlier in the year where our local spot, Bobby J's, like they didn't have any VP gas, and it's like, what's going on there? Like they keep recalling it, so they were having big troubles getting VP stuff. And then yeah, he had that unfortunate issue with, and then trying to get the fuel pump to like cycle through what was in it.
Yeah, but it was pretty interesting. Like we ended up starting it, and we'll take a look at it here in a little bit. But he found a way to make his presence known.
Yeah, Clayton, it was actually your dad that helped Charlie.
Yeah, that was
like you didn't even get to like have your dad there to help send you off for the first moto.
Yeah, that was a rush and get my gear on and hop on the bike and go myself.
Yeah, I was walking over to start recording on one of the cameras, and I was just like, is this how it's going to start this weekend? Because this weekend is the championship. There was the only race AMA Supermoto put on for the year. It was a double header, 2 motos each day. We're going to get to watch all 4 motos here. But it was like this weekend counted as the championship. So I'm like, is this how we're going to start the championship for Charlie? He's like, the guys are going out for their sight lap, and they're still trying to get his bike to fire.
Right. Let's talk about that, like the series format, which there was no series. This is the first year. Well, actually, besides 2020, this is the first year we had a single round series, or I guess it was 2 rounds over 2 days. So we'll be watching 4 motos, but typically we're traveling all over. to chase that series, but it was just a 4-round weekend. So, you can lose that whole championship pretty easy if you have a bike malfunction.
Yep.
Well, you guys want
Yeah,
to
so I was like, excuse me, sorry.
dive in?
Sure.
No, I was going to say that I was like camped over there by you guys over there, and I saw Charlie taking his bike apart, and I was like, "Is this what the pros do? Am I doing something wrong?" It's my first time doing it. Do you rebuild your bike before every race and shit?
It's just a fresh top end before each moto.
It was down to that before we all went out.
And another thing we should bring up is because like AMA Supermoto isn't of the stature it used to be. We have this one weekend championship. The lights class only had 4 guys in it and stuff, but they stacked the amateurs behind them. So we had these 250s on the front row, a row gap, and then the amateurs all on. It's an open class, so you got 450s and anything you want in there. And we're all going on the same flag drop.
That
Which is crazy.
definitely played up on that start.
Yeah, it's crazy because 250s are starting in front of 450s. So if you get a jump and you're just held up by a faster guy, you have nowhere to go. So, like, I was pretty stoked to be qualified P4.
Oh
Or
man,
P3
I
or
didn't
whatever
realize
it
how
was.
close Clayton got to you there.
It threw me outside, and I was able to
Yeah, that
put
was
it
a
up
little
into the
bit
250s
nerves.
early.
That's what was killing me on the start of it, because Clayton always usually like runs it up on the inside, like in turn 1, whenever we've started together. So that's what I was so worried about at the start of this race, is like getting to turn 1 and then just getting like pushed outside by Zach or something. So I just like pedal to the metal, just trying to get as much of a gap as possible.
I had a horrible
Yeah, well,
start.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
you
you're
pushed
already up
through
to
within
third
the
right
first
here.
lap. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
this
I
is
thought you
before
looked like
my
you had
bike
Zach
was
there.
re-geared.
Clayton's thick line.
That was land.
Dude, he paid
Was
for the
this the
track. He's
one
gonna
they
use the whole
watered?
track.
Corey's up there too. Yeah, so then it plays weird because these guys are like, they're racing because you got Filippo Ferrat. I don't know how to say his name. I don't want to butcher it. I'm sorry, Filippo.
Kilo, I think.
Philo? Is that how we're I'm not sure, but he was like kind of the fast guy in the amateur who qualified on pole with Corey Jones, and I think you were second, right, Adam?
Yeah, so I was,
Qualified?
Right, so it went Philo, Adam, Corey Jones, then me on the front row.
So, but you can see how it's wreaking havoc in the 250s and stuff. You guys are just like struggling on the asphalt with the small bores and stuff, and these guys on the 450s are eating you up. But then you guys are like more talented in the pro class in the dirt sections and stuff, and you're just down on power on the asphalt. It's hard to make up for that.
You'll see that play a much
They're
bigger
eating
part
us
in
alive.
one of these next motos. It was pretty dicey. So like even at this point in the moto, Charlie's still not even out on the track.
Yeah, they were having to. They figured out. They think they're like, we gotta just do different gas. They put different gas in, but it's not going because the fuel pump had some of that old gas in. So they were just spraying like contact cleaner or something that was like firing off the engine into the intake and just like forcing the engine to fire and stuff until a fuel pump cycled enough through to actually ran. And he goes down. He doesn't go out there until like 5 laps down, so he's just going out there to just shake down the bike in a sense later in this moto.
this corner was real slick right there. Man.
Yeah, that one was tough.
Yeah, those S's are like, the S's themselves are also slick, but yeah, it's really hard to slow down from the momentum you pick up in those S's to slow it down to get a good exit, because that corner makes or breaks your lap time. That corner is, I'd say, probably the most important corner on the track.
Especially on 250 and all the power down that straight.
I mean, you're on a Suzuki, so we know you got the power. But
All the power. You know, the newest, latest.
what's up?
I think you cut out, but
Oh, I was saying the latest and greatest technology.
Is that the Kickstarter?
Always, that's their weapon.
We might have the only Kickstarter out on the track this time.
Yeah.
I think one. That's right by Zach right now. Whole 450
And then,
Honda.
Johnny, do you know if 791 of Corey? Corey Jones. Is he local to Tucson or just like the Phoenix area?
oh, I'm sorry. You're asking me if Corey is local to Phoenix, to Tucson?
Yeah, Tucson, or is he just a Phoenix boy like Clayton is?
I believe he is like El Paso or somewhere down there. Because I know he's like
really?
he's like a border patrol type guy.
Okay.
I believe. And then his
I
brother
wasn't
is like
sure
a
'cause we
California
only
kid.
see him at Tucson typically.
Yeah, I ran into him at Alamogordo not too long ago for like a desert hair scramble. He just ran the pre-ride. He didn't. I don't think he raced it.
Man, you and Zach
Oh,
were just
John,
paddling.
you're letting Johnny Bang pass you, Moyer?
Oh no.
I was trying to show it up the inside of Zach. Doesn't
With
work.
What were you thinking right there, Clayton? Were you like, you gotta be kidding me?
He's like, I'm just gonna go to my secret line.
Slide inside.
And Simpy's just doing 129s out front, just setting sail. And Clayton, you just drop your fastest lap. It looks like this fourth lap in.
I think behind Charlie.
What'd that end up being?
130.5.
Got a little bit of work to do.
I mean, isn't that just the eternal
my 250.
And so, well, we can put this in comparison. Moyer is the number 16 of Ferruzzi. His fastest is a 130.4, so only a tenth off the fastest amateur dude. Except that he's on a big bike, so you're definitely making up a gap there.
Yeah, that's not too shabby for a 250. Simpy out front making it look easy.
So were you just chilling, Simpy?
No. I mean, I was still trying to kind of hammer down a little bit, but I just kind of zoned out and went with the flow a little. But that's
It's always fun watching Zach and Clayton battle in the dirt because they're both like super fast.
The
in the
race.
dirt. I'd say
the
they're
dirt.
Behind Charlie and Simpy, they're the fastest out there in the dirt.
And Adam, you're just trying to catch that tail on Ferruzzi, huh?
Yeah, it was like I kept making mistakes, and I'd catch back up to him, and make a mistake, catch back up to him, and when I went right behind him, it was real hard to pass him. So I would get him like most of my passes I made were on the dirt, surprisingly.
This is gonna be quite the tough track to make a pass on the asphalt too. And so, like, for fast lap times, Clayton, you had set yours this previous lap we just watched. And I think it's because you got by Zach and you kind of set sail. And then Filippo, he sets his fastest this lap. Or it was on lap 5. I'm not sure what lap we're on anymore. And then Adam, you set yours the very next lap. And you guys are like almost identical on your fast laps. Both 130.4s.
We were battling big time.
Oh, does he get it there?
Oh,
I get it now. Oh.
A little bit of an endo there.
So close.
Not quite.
And exiting that dirt section always got in my head.
I think Corey's
It
on
was-
the 03 CRF 450.
Oh wow.
Keeping the old carbies alive.
Yeah, I had most of my exits out of the dirt were pretty good. That one time,
walk.
it stepped out so hard.
I'd say the way they did the dirt corners Xing made for it to be easier than it has been in years past. There's been some years where you're trying to turn and it's like just an ice skating rink, but this year the way they had the dirt, they kind of like got a lot of the turn done before it shot you back out. Definitely made for it to be easy to carry speed through there.
Yeah, I really like the dirt exit this year. The multiple line, and then that one line kind of kicks you a little bit on the inside.
I like that they both worked.
Yeah.
I do feel like the outside was the fast option, but then the nice thing about that being the fast option is it gave someone that was on your tail the ability to go inside and force a wheel. So you could either protect and take the slower line and open yourself up to the guy. Oh, Zach almost died right there. Dude, Moyer's just like,
Takes away the line.
we're done. We're done. Stop it.
He pulled off.
Get off the track!
You hurt his feelings, bro.
Have time for that.
Like, wait, did
Robin's racing, right?
he's rolling, so I don't think he crashed. Did you guys
No.
make contact there? Did you hit him?
No, I think he
No.
was having motor problems.
Probably got too much dust in that
Dude.
carburetor.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think he showed up for Moto 2,
Sauce.
so I think he was just done after this point for the weekend. I think he had a bike problem.
There's Chugo going a lap down. That's Ryan's little brother. It's one of his first races. So we're just happy to have Zach out there.
Good
This
old.
step up was fun right here. A little bounce jump.
Yeah, I like that.
I don't even want to call it step up, but yeah, it just felt good because just you bounce it and land over there, just get on the gas of it.
I think
I feel
that almost Endo got Zach there pretty good that lap, Johnny, because you're up on him now.
Did you put a little chill pill on it? Oof.
Is that Adam? Adam's
Oh,
down.
yep. What happened there, Adam?
Oh, I made a whole bunch of mistakes. I think that first one was when I went like up on top of the berm, and then I like fell down it. I came in a little too hot.
Did that a time or two that weekend.
Yeah. You know, that was the difference between me and Philo. He was super consistent. I was making mistakes.
Zach just blew that corner. Chugo got inside. I mean, this track is a track that I feel like is pretty easy to make mistakes on because you got so many different grip levels.
Oh,
We see Buff
There- Surely.
dude, 7 laps in.
So like at this point, I didn't really know anything, like if Charlie started or not. So when I first saw him on the track, I didn't know if he was like 10 laps down or whatever it was, or like he came out on the same lap just right after we started. So I had no idea.
All you know is he was just sitting on the back of the grid because he had got to the grid late, you know?
Yeah. So like the first time I see him on the track, I just start shitting.
So like when you went out and you knew he was like struggling and you've wanted to be an AMA Supermoto Pro Lights champion for years now and stuff, were you just like going like, oh my god, is this how I win?
Dude, that thought crossed my mind first lap. I got the whole shot and I was like a couple corners in, I was like, this is my time. And then I saw Charlie on the track, I was like, damn it! And then I think coming up here in a little bit, you can see what it did to me mentally.
But now we're starting to. It's getting to the point where like the 250s have kind of worked their way up. You still have like for you, Adam. You're kind of sitting right behind Clayton right now. What does that feel like for you with the closing speeds on the 250 and the?
Oh yeah, definitely the 450 power helped getting out of the hole and down those straights. You can just see the difference. But you know, I can tell that these dudes have some skill. So I was like, man, my bike goes 200 cc on top. You know, helps so much.
Yeah. But then I'm sure you get in the dirt here, and then Clayton's getting in the dirt, and you're like, oh damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta keep turning it all back in the asphalt.
Yeah, then back to the asphalt where he's like, "Get out of my way!"
Yeah, and with you falling down, I thought you were gone, and when I finally saw you, I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna push."
There
And
it is.
I was trying, I was chasing. I was like, I could pick up a spot. But
I was up in the like scoring tower at the finish line, so I just couldn't see that corner. Like that was just out of my view, so I didn't know Simpy had actually crashed. I'm recording Clayton, Adam battling, just trying to find whatever battle there is to record. And then I see Simpy kind of come across with his hand off. I'm like, look at this Joker, dude. He's just like, got such a lead. I'm just gonna take a break for a second, take my hand off. I didn't know he was actually like, oh, I hurt.
Dude, this lap that I'm on right now was probably the slowest I've ever gone around the track. I was just like cruising.
Yeah, so Simpy.
Because like my bars were all crooked.
129s, so you do a 142 when you crash. So you lost like 13 seconds with the crash. And then the next lap you do a 138. So you only go 3 seconds slower than the lap you crashed on. I know I had a straight lap that slow, dog.
Yeah, because I came around and I ended up seeing like Moyer and Clayton getting like a lot closer. So then I was like, oh my gosh, I can't like just throw it away by like cruising. So I kind of had to pick up the pace a little bit again. But like my bars were so crooked, it was so weird like going through the dirt section, just like hitting these jumps and being thrown a little weird.
Clayton,
yeah, see, Zach
you got past that last
here.
lap, and then you guys are just going back and forth.
Yeah.
Can't let Johnny get up in there, dude. Johnny, didn't you say your thumb's still jacked up from that Wisconsin crash? Like,
oh yeah, it's never been. It'll never be right unless I have it set.
Unreal.
Did you guys go up to that Road America round?
No, I don't think anyone did. Because yeah, last year AMA Supermoto said they were going to do a round at Road America, but it was going to be a non-points round. But because it was non-points, I was like, I'm not going to drive 24 hours to do it.
Early in the season, I was testing another bike, and it didn't have any dirt, so I was getting eaten alive because I was still running a 250 in their open class.
I really like the inside entering that dirt section. I felt like that was the fastest by far. But then I would go outside on this one. I made a couple passes going inside here, but I didn't feel like I could do it consistently fast.
Ooh.
Oh, Johnny.
It started getting a little dicey towards the end of the day.
And look, here, who it is. It's the #1 on the Honda, Charlie Buffum. He hops out there and starts doing 126s, my boys.
Unreal.
Passing Chugul. Chugul lap time update. 2:03.
Getting her done.
You got a true professional out there on the track. Going 36 seconds a lap faster.
That's so wild.
36 seconds a lot faster than Chugul.
Yeah. Clayton,
I
you
think-
finally got out there and you're like, okay, done with you guys.
It's a breathing
Or were
room.
you just like waiting for the dirt section to be like, gotta hammer down again?
And
Make sure
Ferruzzi's
these
right
guys
there.
can't get. Yeah. But I mean, Moyer's just spent the last few laps dealing with these boys. Yep. See, that's why I like the inside there.
Pretty sure by now I see Charlie coming up, and my riding quality just tanks. I
think I caught him out of-
mistake after mistake.
Yeah, Simpy, you go to a 132 after that 138. So not that great. You're going slower than all the dudes behind you. And then you go to a 130, which was like on par with the fastest of the guys behind you until Charlie gets you.
I can't
second
remember.
try.
I think
Really
I
good
rolled
round.
them off for like a lap.
Yeah.
I remember filming because I was just so
John and
focused on what I was seeing through the viewfinder, and then I see Charlie, and I'm like, when did he get out there?
Thing.
He looks smooth into that corner too.
But I think we're still having mic issues with you cutting out a little bit. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, well, the frame rate right there, the Marchesini spokes were like just fully stopped. That was sick.
That was cool.
I'm looking at this going, oh my. Simpy
Oh no.
probably doesn't know that Charlie's lapped down.
Yeah. I'm full panic mode at this point. I have become unhinged at this point.
Johnny's yelling at people. I love it.
He was a lap down.
But like he was battling
Yeah.
for the podium before Clayton took him out.
He was a lap down. He just let me go.
Poor dude, he like stalls out, takes a full lap to get the Honda to refire. Respect. Okay, so here we go. White flag.
A white flag
He's
too. I
on
remember
you.
that. I was pissed. I was like, really? I was like, I gotta hold him off. I gotta hold him off. So I'm just starting to take horrible lines, just trying to protect the inside. Here I'm like, oh my god, no. This can't be happening. On the last lap, you're not gonna do this to me.
I'm just thinking, because I didn't know you crashed, so I thought you would just like start chilling and being a fucking like a prankster in a sense, like during your handoff. I gotta take a chill lap, and I'm like, see, if you hadn't slowed down, Seppi, this wouldn't ever happen. That's what I'm saying in my mind right now.
Yeah.
You got through that inside good. Like that inside is definitely way faster. Charlie just he didn't want to
He
follow.
almost got me here, but I just kind of like went for it anyway. That got a little dicey in that section.
And then he's got the primo line here. And if you can still like, it's nice when you have someone that you're right behind, because then you can kind of late apex these corners better. So he sweeps out going in, and then he gets this
and he just
good
got
drive.
momentum. Here I'm like, I'm just gonna have to outbrake him, and then that didn't work, and then we like slide at each other. I was like, on the last corner, fuck you, Charlie.
Ooh, I love that bike wiggle going on.
I'm so furious at this point.
You're like just devastated and pissed.
Just like, I think I might just be done with Supermoto at this point.
Clayton popping wheelies, heck yeah, with a 2. And 1-2 in the amateur class, like right behind. So you beat
That first
2
gear
of the pro lights
really-
guys.
That was actually like a good race overall. There was a lot of paddles and stuff. Usually, it kind of
Yeah.
separates out a little more.
Yeah, for you it was boring up front, but yeah, there was good stuff going on behind you.
See, but I like the boring. I'll do that again.
No, that's the way I prefer to win easily.
I'm just crying.
His asshole, he's crying. Just run a wheelie off. He's having the worst day.
Oh man. I'm just having existential crisis. Johnny comes up, slaps me on the ass, and then wheelies off. It's just like, dude, I can't right now.
And then you got your girlfriend who brought her parents out to this race
Yeah.
to see you race, and she's probably having to explain that, like,
oh, usually he does better than this.
like, I don't know what just happened
and
there.
the worst part is they had the best view of my crash too. I wasn't but 20 feet away from them, just sliding across the asphalt.
So good.
Emily.
Man, those motors were long. I was rooting for that.
That was a 20-minute plus one moto. So you guys were out there for like 23 minutes.
Yeah, it was no joke.
That's how I like
Yeah.
it.
That's how they usually do it. The pro motos are almost always the 20 minutes and stuff. So since you guys got put in pro lights, they did it. But then
I think they
the
shortened
second
up.
moto, they dropped them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the overall
complaining
time for our next moto, and it was, you guys were out there for 18 minutes. So they did a 15 plus one.
I'm glad they did, because I was fighting over it.
Like mid-moto because I could not figure out.
Oh, I was having major camera lens issues. It was going in and out of focus.
It just stopped autofocus, so I had to stay in one area just to get it to focus.
Just giving the downloads to our wizard here.
Happy.
I fucked up, boss.
I got a few really good shots, like the jump.
Moto, shout
They
out.
fucking almost jumped into me.
Jeff's
I was
the
so
best.
close. And then I laid
Yeah,
in the
Jeff's
one
cool,
corner.
dude.
I don't know if you saw that. I don't know if that was
Yeah, like any races he goes to, it's so sweet because his trailer setup, he has so many spares, parts, sliders, anything anyone need, gearing, rotors. Like, the dude can help get anyone back on track. And then he's our tire support for everywhere. So you can get Bridgestones, Michelin's, Metzler's from him. But I would definitely go with the Metzlers. They are by far the best.
He actually sponsored me some brake pads for the weekend.
Yeah, because he saw what yours looked like, Johnny.
There was some meat.
He was like, there was some metal left.
So who was that guy? That the influencer guy that was like video, had a camera crew with him?
Sandbagging?
Oh yeah, he was like on a Ducati like hyper motard thing. I don't know who he was or whatever. I think he did like, he had some like OnlyFans sponsorship or something, but
Good shit, man.
Dude,
Yeah.
you guys died out there.
He
Did
ran
you
just
see that
asphalt,
on the
right?
dirt?
yeah.
On the dirt table?
Yeah.
I actually thought it was like one of those mid-crash, like, damn.
Zach's a good dude.
I got third.
I think I'm gonna be in the dirt.
I think I was third.
Yeah, we were just hanging
He
out.
won.
With him
He
at
was
Supercross.
Amateur?
yep. He was cool enough to let us stay at his house when we went to Phoenix this last week and go hang out and watch Supercross.
And then I stalled it.
This was his first year doing the lights class because the year before he had won the National Amateur Championship.
I was chasing Clayton, like, I got him
He wanted some of
in
the
the
pepper.
first corner. And rode it,
He was
rode
saying he
second
was coming
place
for you,
like 2
Stimpy, but
laps.
it wasn't
I can
enough.
find where I'm outpowering you guys.
Oh, it pissed me off though, because one
Yeah, I
It's
feel like
weird how-
transitioning to a 250 is a little weird, like,
Yeah.
because I never really spent a ton of time on a 450. So, like, it just
Yeah,
felt
you
pretty
still
good
suck
on
on one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a tragedy.
But it's probably good because I think the 250, what it forces you to do is carry good momentum through. Oh man, imagine if your lens had been like that the whole moto. You carry such better momentum on the 250. The chassis doesn't get near as upset when you're like heavy in the throttle, so you're able to learn to like what you can truly ask out of like tires and stuff on a 250. Where the 450, the motor, you can get yourself in a lot of trouble with the motor on the 450 stuff. So 250 kind of lets you like really find some limits that you are harder to find on the 450 in some ways. But the 450 is easier to go fast because once you know those limits, you can go to them, and then you can use the 450 motor to like benefit you.
Yeah.
Then it's awesome. So I think your base that you've built with years on the 250 will only ever make you a better rider.
Yeah, I just gotta get comfy with the suspension on that KTM, man. It's just such a different feel. Like, I don't have the same feel for when the tires are gonna break loose like I do on the 250, which is it's kind of counterintuitive, but
So this one, they gave you guys
I've noticed.
2 grids instead of the 1 grid. Space.
And Charlie's back
Watch
in.
my crappy start.
Oh,
I was sleeping
he
on
has
that
like a
one.
whole bike lane ride. Hey, dude, that's how my starts are too, Adam. Don't feel bad, dude.
So I still have my bike is completely stock. Like in this race,
Yeah.
I didn't regear or anything. So Philo was coming off the line hard as hell, and he weighs half as me. Like, dude,
Oh, damn.
Zach's like, I'm not messing around with this anymore.
Dude, Moyer, you're just like, why are we going backwards?
Charlie.
Every race, it seems like I start out going backwards and have to go back to the.
Yeah, I think because like the speed difference, because the front of the field in National Amateur was like right in there with the same or close to the same pace as you guys were in the lights class. But I think they should have done like 2 waves. Let the pro lights start class go and give them like a 5-second, and then throw the flag again and launch the amateurs, just so we didn't have. Because like even for the 450 guys like Adam, you guys, I'm sure it's not fun when you're trying to battle the dude in your class, but then you got these little 250s just all over.
that's what I felt like, because Philo would just get ahead, and I'm trying to I'm in like middle pack trying to catch up, fighting through all the 250s and stuff, you know.
I felt that.
It wouldn't have been as interesting a race.
Yeah, honestly, it was more fun this way.
Yeah, but like
Maybe
Cindy's
aggravating
talking about like how the last race
everybody.
when he leads the whole time and checks out, like as a racer, those are the low stress ways you want races to go. As a spectator, those are the worst races to watch.
You can see that 450 power right there, you know.
I can also see.
Johnny.
Oh,
Johnny down.
Tuck in the front.
It was.
I can see some influence of Bronson Pierce's style in your riding, Adam.
oh, definitely, yeah. Before this race, I actually didn't get any coaching from Bronson, but you know, I was kind of saw what he was doing. But after these races, I got some coaching from him, and now I really, really got a lot of his style going on, and I think I feel really comfortable now.
Heck yeah. Yeah, the last few years, I think I've kind of adopted a slightly more mix of a European style mixed with my American style. Reimer was the same way. His is much more of like that Euro style, where me and Bronson kind of have like a weird mix. Bronson even a weirder mix because he has kind of like a flat track mix with European road racy style, like Supermoto, where you're staying real central with the bike and you're trying to just keep a balance so that you got movement anywhere you go. You're not trying to bind it in a way that would sacrifice the ability to salvage whatever you want. You want to go tighter, you want to go catch a slide, whatever it is. When you're neutral, you can really take advantage of your circumstances.
Yeah, that neutral position is so much less work.
Cindy, where did
I don't understand. I don't know, because I started off ahead of him. I thought it was a later moto. I don't remember.
No,
Yeah,
pretty much the rest of your weekend.
Upset with him.
No, I think there was another one that you got really upset with him.
Yeah, I know I battled with him in 2 of them. Because like that was a classic
Is that
250,
Pinelli?
450.
No, he's trying to push back.
So you
Yeah,
got the
like
two
you can see how
previous.
you can see how close I'm getting to him in the dirt. Like I would close crazy distance in the dirt, and he was good on the asphalt for sure. So like it would be hard for me to like maintain in some spots, but then oh goodness.
It worked. It worked on Moto 1.
No, I think he had someone up the inside there. Were you kind of getting pushed wide there?
I locked up. I think I locked the front on that one.
Let's see that 450.
Nowhere else to go.
Yeah, 450's gone. Yeah, this is the moto that actually won. I won this one, and I felt really good. Less mistakes.
I feel like it's either this lap or the next one where I get him in the dirt. I was just trying to get as close as I could before the dirt section.
Does velo go down in this
No,
moto?
I think I get around him.
Yeah, because these first few laps that you're behind him, you're just stuck doing 130s with him, and Charlie's doing 126s out front.
Oof, yeah, he's just
So
gone.
he's already gone.
Yeah. I think I might go up the inside here.
Either. I really like that outside berm. There was some looseness in it that was easy to crash in, but you can carry insane corner speed through that outside berm.
Yeah.
Crisp.
It's because of the Suzuki. They sound good.
It was tough to figure out gearing in the dirt. I was used to the 350 on just being able to carry a gear high and have it not spin.
Yeah.
That 250, you have to be in first gear in areas.
Yeah, or you're just like kind of just feeding your clutch.
Yeah, just waiting for the power to come and show its head.
He got you. Yep. Nice little late apex. Boom, boom.
And then Zach.
And then there's Zach.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that too.
You just stare at him.
He looks back at him like,
I wish I don't know if we had your camera angle for this moto. I wanted to hear what you said to him.
I was just like, yes, cock block him and I'll go around the outside. It's gonna be perfect. And then he just drifts all wide and just takes my line out. And I'm just like,
I'm
unbelievable.
not sure what you wanted to do there.
I don't know. It was
He held his
lose-lose
line pretty good.
That's not what we're telling people, betters.
So Pinelli and Clayton are both in the lights class now, but they're the last 2 years of national amateur champions. Pinelli won in 23. Clayton won, or no, in 22, and then Clayton won in 23. Johnny Bang.
I exit that dirt section so slow.
I'm just like, hey, get away from me, dude. I'm over this. It's just like, I'm gonna
You
harm
keep
myself.
coming off the corners so bad.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a good pass on you, so.
Yeah, he just keeps late apexing, and you yell at him. I'm assuming you're like, why would he take his hand off?
I think I'm pretty sure I'm screaming the whole time.
All right, shut up.
Charlie's backed it off now, and he's just doing like 128s.
Yeah, backed it off, doing fast on
The helmet. That's what I was gonna say.
I think he was cool because like he had such a gap. He just started chilling. Wow, look at that. He had such a gap by the time you finally got clear track, Simpy.
Yeah, he looks so smooth.
yeah, I like to watch Charlie slide it because he looked like he was flat tracking, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but not like super leg twisted out. Like he has more of the motocross look, which I love because I think flat trackers are dweebs. I'm just an asphalt and flat track hater. You gotta be a moto dude or a supermoto dude, and then I'm all about it.
It worked.
Yep.
Ooh, that's a
No,
wide
you didn't go
line.
too wide. I thought you were gonna go wider through there with how hot you went into it. That's probably the hardest corner to find your brake marker for. To get consistent, because that,
Struggled with that all weekend.
I take it back. That's the corner that makes or breaks your lap time. The S's are important though.
got that S, I would just only downshift once and just kind of roll through it.
Yeah, because like if you were too heavy on your front brake, you just push the front in that last corner.
But sometimes you come into that too hot and you need that double downshifting to slow you down. That's why I went down.
Dude, me and Bronson were like pushing. We were two-wheel drifting this S right here. We were just sliding our front and rear end through there. It was nuts how fast we were hitting that S. Dude. Clayton's MVD suit looks so good.
Big shout out to MVD. Clutch Industries.
The biff. Oh, don't look back, Clayton. Don't look back, dog. You don't want the army that's behind you. My Suzuki's down for a rebuild right now. I didn't blow her up or nothing, but she's got 115 hours on her. So I figure it's time to do a top end.
Did you check
You got
the
about another
compression?
150 in it.
PSI on that?
I'm not willing to let it go that far. It's way past due. I want to like push it even farther than I already have. She still runs good right now, but that amount of time. I got it with 90 hours on it, so only 25 hours have been of me raping the Suzuki, but
Oh.
it sounded so good though.
Oh my gosh, dude, tuck it back or something, dude.
Dude, I got such a Suzuki boner, it's unbelievable.
It's crazy.
Moyer, you're like, I almost died. Oh, sick, I got the position.
Pretty mud.
Oh, Zach is short shifting.
I kind of felt the same way. I talked to him a little bit after the race, and he was talking about all the stuff he had done, and from hearing some of it, he sent me some of the video clips. If he just ran it out a little bit more, it'd be a lot harder to get around him.
Yeah, he's
Riding
definitely,
like a
he was
450.
coming from riding the 450, and I don't think he was like, just, you gotta really let that thing eat all the way to the Revelmer.
You have to feel bad about it. Like, I have so much guilt about my 250.
No,
I just
like, dude, I
murdered
ride
it.
my 450 like that on Supermoto. Like, I am just raping that thing like it's a 250F on Supermoto, because that's what's beautiful about Supermoto is you can ride a 450 that aggressively and get away with it. Where if you do that on a motocross track on 450, you're gonna die,
Yeah.
or you're Eli Tomac. But like most of us are just
The
gonna die.
450s aren't enough.
Yeah, you guys see Gypsy Tales did a podcast with Eli. He said 450s aren't enough for him.
Yeah, he said
I was
it's
just
not
like, this
450s,
guy.
but-
I saw that.
I'm over here super excited about Suzuki's.
Whoa.
Suzuki 250s. No less.
What an interesting
Johnny, how did you
crash that
spin out?
was.
Was it bike stalled? Like, why did it spin out?
He went over.
No, went over the burb.
I know, but why'd the rear end slide out from under? Why didn't you just go straight and like turn it back?
I thought I was gonna die. I was just hanging on.
It's actually a thing the first race, but I stood up at the top of the berm and fell down inside.
Just cut the track. Just go straight to the asphalt.
Golden line.
Doesn't one of these races on this weekend, Moyer, that Zach gets mad about one of your lines, I think? Like, I don't know if you got squirrely on the tabletop. I remember hearing something that like he was like, that dude kind of cut the track there.
Oh, I think he was talking about that last race. They watered it and it took me straight to the left side.
Okay, hell yeah. We'll have to
Off
be on
the-
the eye for that.
A step up.
Oh, on Moto 1, you mean? Is that?
Yeah.
No,
I think
you're
he's saying-
behind. You're behind. Like right here.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't really prep the dirt section for us. Been a few years. Like
No,
the
I think it might have been Moto 3. That
Okay. I don't know if we got to talk about it when we. I don't think we have got to talk about it. But Clayson did the NAS qualifier in Colorado. He drove out there. That was the one that I grenaded myself on the Stark Varg and dislocated my shoulder. And we really didn't race. Simpy took me in the hospital. Zach went out there, and on his way back to Arizona from that qualifier, he stayed in Moab. And I've always thought Moab's pretty sweet when you go through it, like pretty touristy town, and I thought it's sketchy. Next morning, he comes out, drives home, and he didn't really look at his bike too hard. And he gets home, and he starts like unloading and looking at stuff. And the front radiator louver, like the ducts into the radiator fence in the front, were like melted off the bike. And he's like, that's weird. And then someone had fired up his bike on his trailer, and it idled until it like ran out of gas and stuff, and it overheated and fucked up all kinds of stuff. Melted some wiring harness, or parts of the wiring harness, internal things in the motor, like head got warped, I think, all kinds of stuff. Like that's why Clay, you were saying that, like he was telling you what he has done to that thing, because he had to rebuild the whole thing, so he's like, might as well.
Yeah, no kidding. That's nuts. That
Yeah,
and those
telling me that
Hondas,
wow,
they run hot anyway.
Yeah, I was like, that's pretty good that it sat there that hot and just kept running until it ran out of fuel.
Probably best case scenario.
Yeah, didn't just like be like, wow.
For the circumstances.
But yeah, he was definitely running better this moto than he was the first one.
That's probably why he's short shifted. He doesn't want. He wants to be nice and easy on that motor. He doesn't want to rebuild it again.
he's braking right.
Oh my goodness.
Cool. And Adam, no falls this time. That's good.
No falls. I actually did good on this race.
Hell yeah, Charlie.
He's back, so now it tells
Just
you won the first moto.
Gap.
So he goes 5-1. You go 1-2.
Oh.
Oh yeah, last lap. I was like, that's still close, and I was trying to record, but I think I don't know if my camera.
Did Zach go down?
But I was like,
He came in.
I don't even think I recorded Simpy going across the finish line because I was like, these guys are gonna battle, and yeah.
I saw that one come, and I'm like, he's gonna try and shoot us, or the 180 in the dirt.
So mad he blew it. And then Clayton, you freaking go 3-3.
Hell yeah.
Or no, you go 2-3 technically. I'm almost thinking like Simby did. Charlie was on the podium the first one. He wasn't. Poor Zach.
Been there, brother. Just like meanders across the line.
You don't get a win.
So that's the end of day one.
Yeah, you and Philo at the end, you were catching him a second a lap at the end, Adam. The last 4 laps, you went a second lap faster than him, and you were just like, but he had that good gap in the beginning of the race when he got through those 250 guys and you didn't.
Yeah, that was that's what kicked my ass. You can see it the whole time of the race. I'm like catching, and I was giving it all I got, and I didn't make any mistakes. So I was proud of myself.
Are you checking the gas?
No, I picked up Charlie's exhaust part. I don't remember what it was, but I saw it fly off of his bike, so I went back around and picked it up for him. But then it flies off of my bike here, I think, right here somewhere. Yep, and it's just off in the weeds. So I just tell him it's in the weeds somewhere over there.
This is kind of trying.
It came off over here, but somehow, who knows, it ended up over there. Tucson's always a fun track. I feel like it's kind of like I forget about it all year, and then I go ride it, and I go, okay, yeah, that track's pretty fun.
Damn, so Charlie just casually dropping 3 seconds on his best lap. Nuts. Why am I listed on there twice?
Why does Pinelli not have any lap times?
Huh.
Oh wait, no, he's listed in vet. I'm gonna hit up Alex Mock and see if he can get us some clarification on that.
Day 2, baby.
I remember you showing up to the track that morning, Simpy, going, "Why do I even race?" Dude, he's got an impact gun out there on the start line. What is going on?
What?
Just doing
I don't know if
shit.
you guys noticed, but I'm not wearing leathers on this race. I'm wearing moto gear.
Yeah, because it's
I
nice to
was
be able
like,
to
if I
kind of have that
lose-
flexibility.
I was trying to lose weight, like 20 pounds of leathers.
Killer
Oh,
start,
give me an
Johnny.
advantage.
That's what happened. I was bragging about my day 1 starts, and then
Yeah.
my count.
Ooh, Clayton, you got a good start on that one. You're probably feeling happy.
Yeah, I was pretty stoked on that one. Now just trying to go forward, not backwards.
Is the only guy, it looks like Philo is the only one that got up in front of you guys. Yeah. And he switched from the leathers to the motocross gear for the second day too. 'Cause it was still pretty hot out. It was October, Tucson.
Oh, yes. Oh.
Oh!
Oh,
Lied.
This is what he's
This
talking
was
about.
the one. Yo,
Oh, and you kind of pinned it and got back in front of him, okay? Because you were like, I am not relinquishing the position.
that one, it
You
straight up
technically
kicked
didn't
me
gain
up.
an advantage,
Like,
so-
oh,
I don't think
I
it was
mean,
the
I would
ultimate
do the same thing if I was a racer. I would be like, well, I was in this position. I'm not gaining an advantage. I'd probably have done the same thing, Clayton. Was
Try
it
to
right
keep
to
with
pin it
but
alongside
not
the
too
track like that? Like,
much.
if your name was Jason Anderson and you were to Supercross, the AMA was going to find you already.
I mean, if it's just a fine, it's probably worth it, right?
Big slide. One thing I don't like about wearing moto gear is if you do slide out on the asphalt, you are just torching that gear. It's done. So I do like the comfort of riding the leathers, or at least having like
That's
MVD
why I
makes the
switched
leather Supermoto
to leathers.
pants.
They still make that?
Yeah. Yeah, they've gone to more of like a custom model, so
Oh
it's
my
all like
gosh.
Dude. Hell yeah, Clayton.
Fuck yeah.
Can't let them push me around.
No, you definitely don't want to push you around. I'll give you that, brother.
I decided to take the inside line the second day instead of the outside line on that last turn.
Okay.
It seemed better for me.
Huh.
This race, well, the
Yeah, I mean,
dirt section
whatever
with
you're
the
comfortable
watering.
going with. Yeah, you guys had a little. But what's crazy about that dirt is how ice slick it can be when it's wet. But then a couple laps, you like get a couple tire marks through it. It turns into grip, and then it'll like grab the rubber, and then you start seeing that blue groove form. So the dirt here is good for that reason. Because like by the end of this moto, I'm sure that dirt's gonna be primo.
Zach's dealing with the 450.
I think he just shook his head.
This is
Yeah.
this is your roles reversed from last race.
Let me by, dude. Let me by. That stall did not do me any favors.
So Simpy, you finally get down to the 126s this moto. Did we change anything on your bike? You have fresh tires on? Like, what was the deal? Why you dropped 2 seconds?
Because Charlie was there.
But he didn't do that the second moto of the day before.
I don't remember actually if I had fresh tires or not. I might have had fresh tires.
And we can't see we can see in these shots. Adam's right on these dudes here. We just haven't really seen him from Zach's GoPro angle.
He wasn't battling with the 450 guys. That's probably why he picked up a few seconds.
That too.
I mean,
Listen,
he
dude,
still has such a
Charlie does
gap
a
on him.
125.6 and you do a 126 flat. So you're within half a second of him. But then, Adam, you set the third fastest lap, it looks like, of this race with a 128.2. So when this dirt section comes around, you guys, and that's probably another reason it came around, was that dirt was grippier once it started like actually tacking up compared to the day before.
You know, the day before that, this corner, you know where Bronson crashed at? That corner, the right inside, there was like tall grass there. You know, they didn't even cut the grass. And I was like, what? I was kind of sketched out. I was thinking the grass was going to be slippery, you know?
Yeah.
The second day, the grass was like gone, you know?
Yeah, we had chewed it all up.
Yeah. But I was kind of disappointed in the dirt conditions. You know, it's my first time riding here, but I was kind of like expecting, you know, their AMA was going to take care of it really nice.
Yeah, and that's kind of what you expect is usually the promoter does the dirt work, but Alex has never had anyone that he brings with him to do the dirt and stuff, so he pretty much is just whatever the track is willing to do themselves is what we get as racers and stuff. And luckily there was a couple guys there that did as much work as they could. Like they did bring in, like they got that final turn redid and that was sweet, but then I think the tractor broke and there was like that pile of sand the pile of dirt they had brought in to like add to stuff, and they didn't get to finish doing it. So we might have had that corner would have definitely been cleaned up, Adam, is what I'm trying to say, if the tractor hadn't break.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Zach, I wonder if he's like regretting life, being like, damn, 250's horrible. Or if he's just like, just vibing because it's a 250 and it's super fun.
Hey, is there any dudes that were my size that rode 250s and were actually competitive?
I mean, I don't feel like you're that big of a dude, so I'm assuming.
I mean, I'm like 215, and then with the leathers on, I'm like 230 something. And with the gear,
you can still get around on it. It's like
feel
all of it is like
I'm
mainly
2 bills
carry
and I
momentum.
ride 125s and 250s in motocross all the time. I just love it. I mean, is it probably somewhat of a disadvantage compared to a dude that's 150 or 160? Probably. I think Charlie's probably like 145.
Because before I had this brand new SMR, I had my 06 SMR 450, and that thing's stock horsepower was 20 less than what my new SMR has, and I was so much more slower, but that old SMR had the same horsepower as these 250s do. So I'm like, man, if I was riding a 250, I think I would be sucking really bad. You know, power to weight ratio wise, you know?
Yeah. No, I mean, you wouldn't do yourself any favors, but you can at least get you can help get better traction.
Yeah, I just definitely not going to do 250 lights. I'll tell you that much.
I don't know, man. I think you'd enjoy it. Once you got kind of used to the different riding style of 250, I think you'd love it.
Okay.
Yeah, because like it is kind of hard because it seems like with the way the classes have progressed over the years is you got the national amateur class where you got some guys up front that are close to running pro's pace and stuff. So then you go up to the pro class, but if you're in open pro, the speed differential is enough to where like those dudes are last place pro class if you're winning the national amateur class, but you are more like in with the lap times of the dudes that are in the 250 class. Like you got Ryan and Charlie here that are separating themselves by a couple seconds, but the rest of like Clayton and Zach, you guys are running more of a similar pace to the front runners on the 450s in the amateur class. So it is nice if you do want to move up to the pro class, you can have a chance at like payouts and stuff by running the smaller bore bike and running with, I don't know, that stepping stone into like the premier, you know.
I understand. I think the major factor for me is just having to buy another bike, and I don't want to.
Yeah, that'll do it.
I think it'd be pretty
Nice thing is if you stick
cool
with
if
the
there
Austrian
was.
bikes, you can pretty much just swap everything.
The same
That,
what?
that's what I tried to
If you
do.
got
With,
like an Austrian 250. What were you saying?
I think it'd be pretty cool to have like a feeder into the 250 class, have like an amateur 250 class if we had enough people to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice to see more 250s out there. For sure.
I think it's a little bit easier
I've thought
with
about
the.
putting wheels on one of my 250s and running double duty, but man, that would be a rough day to do both pro classes. I don't know how Charlie does it. Oh,
Not
Adam.
this.
Yeah, I'm stalled right there.
And you pretty much like had you passed him, or was that pretty much the pass attempt for the lead right there?
Yeah, that was a pass attempt. I was like, I came into the corner before him, or he was in first, whatever. But yeah, I was trying to make that pass, and I got all antsy and shit. That's what a difference between someone
Chugul
who's been doing
update,
this
a
for
159. He's sub 2 minutes.
Hell yeah.
You should cheese slap him while it comes right out. Right on the goggles. Just a craft seagull, dude.
A little sauce.
Yeah, I
Little
felt like you
style
were
it.
throwing some sauce off it too.
I did not like that inside line.
Yeah.
I
But
loved it.
The beautiful part about these last two dirt corners was it led for like those good like racing situations where you could set up, or you could get a dude there, whether you force the guy in front of you to be protective and run the inside, and maybe they kind of slid out a little bit, lost their momentum, because it's real easy to spin too much out of that corner trying to go toward that little double and stuff. But the outside, you could definitely get the double easy, but then you had to go way out there and use up more track. So you kind of had, whereas like it made the dude in front kind of be playing chess in his head on where he wanted to go, and whoever's behind you had an alternative to just running the main line, which was sweet. Johnny Bang, why aren't you with the guys this moto?
Was this still the moto with the bad start?
Oh, that's true. Yeah. He did come from last. Your fastest was a 132 this race, Johnny. And it was faster than Pinelli's. It was Pinelli did 132.8, you did 132.0. Ryan, your brother was just hoping that he could get close to Todd's lap times on the day, but this moto, he's still 10 seconds off of Todd's fastest.
Oh man.
You gotta love Todd, man. He's like our mascot for Supermoto. You know what I'm saying? Love that guy.
Yeah.
I learned a lot from
Oh,
Todd.
there we go.
Oh,
Made the inside work good there. Oh, and then Clayton went with you.
Oh, Johnny, now.
I was watching Johnny be like, get him, Johnny. Not even clearing that jump, Pinelli. Dude, those bumps that were going in that, I would just skate the very top of the berm and hit it where it was smooth, but it was like a 2-inch line that you had to do. You go a little higher, you'd skate over the top, but if you went just above the bumps, you could ride a smooth line. See, that's what Charlie's doing, or that was what Ryan did right there. That was sweet.
I did a little bit better trying to hold on to Charlie this one, but I mean, by this time he's already up almost 7 seconds. It's crazy.
And Clayton, was it a hard transition into the 250? You had ridden the 350 at this track previously, right?
Yeah, I ran that 50 converted dual sport. It was definitely different because the transmission in the 350 was a lot closer on like second, third, and fourth, where having just the 5-speed, I really had to be selective about gearing.
Yeah. Yeah, and you had a 6-speed on that 350, huh? Because it was the EXE.
Yeah, that extra 6th gear
That'd probably be pretty nice for
made
Supermoto.
quite the difference. It was pretty sweet. I really didn't feel like I was down that far on the
Filo back.
fourth.
Oh, Adam, you were so close to the edge.
Yeah, that was sketchy as hell, that corner. Man, I did not feel comfortable at all weekend long.
But I would assume, maybe I'm wrong, Clayton, but like since you went from the off-road converted 350 where that doesn't even have a linkage on that, right? Or was it a linkage? KTM?
Correct. It was the
'cause those ones
PDS.
are no link. Yeah, and then you're going to a less powered 250, but then that chassis is a lot stiffer of a chassis. I would assume that'd be a pretty good Supermoto bike with the way the Suzuki is, because they're awesome.
Yeah, the frame
was
I'm
it
actually
weird,
a
or-
lot more comfortable on.
You're probably like, oh, this
Suzuki.
is just a step in the right direction overall.
Yeah, I definitely feel that way from that KTM. I would say weird chatters that I didn't even know were weird until
Yeah. Dude, I constantly like vibrate motor bolts loose on my steel frame KTM 450. I think it sounded like it was like on the Supermoto how hard we throw it in the corners and how much we're making the chassis flex, and then the dirt section you just like hucking them in a flat and stuff. Like, ooh, that was hot. That little pre-wheelie into the face, like pop into the face. That Charlie's just showing off now. That was hot.
Hi, Jeff.
Hi, Jeff. My name's Jeff.
That's what came to my mind.
Johnny, why don't you slow up Charlie as he's catching you? Help your brother out.
Yeah, Johnny.
So like right here, you can just start zigzagging. You know?
I can't bet against Charlie, dog. Is my fault. I think I was sleeping. in
Yeah.
his
Oh yeah,
camper.
you were sleeping in his camper.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough.
Oh wait, did he lap you, or did you get to do your lap, Johnny? Because that was the final lap. Did he just sit behind you and let you have it, or did he steal your last lap away from you?
I don't. Yeah, I think I have. I
Yeah,
think
you're
I'm-
still going around. Okay. I was gonna laugh if he just stole your last lap from you.
I had no one to catch. You know, like
You can lap Todd.
yeah, or I could get like one of the 250 guys. But Adam was quite a bit of ways.
I don't know. I don't know if it's just like maybe because I'm
As he
an
was, I
idiot and got an ego or something, but I kind of like when you lap people and you're like, holy shit, I lapped people. Do you guys feel any of that? When you like lap someone, you're like, hell yeah,
I think it's a
I'm
fun.
doing something.
Makes
It's
you feel
fun
good.
to like make it work, right? You know, like if you, especially if you like enter just perfect and they stay out of your way and you just blow past them.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when you take a good line, it's just like, yeah, I know what you mean. Like get past them really like fast and smooth without it being like super sketchy.
Yeah, I remember Dustin Hoffman telling me one time that how much he enjoyed when he would lap people, just going to them as close as he could, as like sideways or as loose and like on the limit as he could, just to let them know that like what the limit is in that corner. Like you just gotta let them know what it is, so they go, "Oh my god."
That was kind of slightly my goal with Zach, my brother Zach. Whenever I'd pass him, I just wanted to just
Like,
blitz
look
by
at
him.
this.
You could do this.
I'm so fast, I'm already gone.
I don't think that way. I just think it's like scenery, like like I'm passing trees or whatever. I don't really think about that type of stuff.
You know, just another Sunday stroll.
Yeah, I mean, anything that's in front of you, I'm trying to pass it, no matter what it is, you know?
I'm not sure why, but on the DRT link, I do not have lap times for this race, boys.
It's all good. There's live timing and scoring on here, so it should give you lap times.
Thanks, Wizard.
I remember this moto being quite frustrating for me.
Now you guys don't. They took away the gap, so it's been inconsistent on where they gridded the amateurs. Ooh, Ryan, you almost ran in the back of Charlie there.
Yeah, because I didn't want this to happen. I was pissed. I was like, dude, you're not in my class. What are you doing?
Yeah, so because we were doing the math in our pit, so Charlie goes 5 and then 1-1, and Ryan's gone 1-2-2 and stuff. So if Charlie wins again, then they're tied and stuff. If Ryan gets second again, so if Ryan wants a chance at this title, he has to win right now. So this first lap, he wants by this dude so bad. And Philo, I feel like he should have been riding. He should have been running in the Open Pro class, but he was sandbagging the amateurs.
Thought they had it ready for me.
Philo.
Lucky they're slacking. They didn't.
And like
So there I
Adam,
get
I'll give
around
him
in
the
the
grace
dirt.
because like he was around the same pace.
I know.
But this is his first year racing, so he can sit in the amateur class as long as he wants. Philo's been around the sport for quite a few years.
Yeah, so the first time I saw Philo was over at Bronson's
Big gap, baby,
championship.
Big gap.
And then I was thinking, like, coming here, I saw him again. I'm like, oh, he's going to be in pro class, you know? I'm like, this guy's pro.
Yeah.
And then I'm racing with you. I'm like, what? And,
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
my first
you do
time,
see that
you know?
a lot because the AMA Supermoto races, like, this year was probably the smallest it's ever been, unfortunately. But in the past, like, the Open Pro class has been very gnarly and stuff. So there's a lot of guys that will run pro at their local regional events and stuff. But then when they go to whatever the AMA Supermoto race that's close to them is, they'll enter the amateur class because they're just not on the pace of the pro class. It's like, do I want to go out there and get lapped by these dudes and sit in last, or do I want to like have a battle, you know? And they'll enter the amateur class.
Yeah, I learned a lot this first year about the racing, about all how it works, and I'll be ready for this next season. You know, now that I know how it all works, how it goes down. You know.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing NAS this year. Like this last year, you were there, and the weather kind of screwed you out of a title at that one since you didn't have
And
rain
tires.
but, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man.
In there.
But yeah, I think NAS will probably be the big event this year, and the track it's at in Amarillo looks super fun. No one I know has ridden it. Otherwise, I'm sure there's some local guys that ride. I think it'll be cool because then it's going to be like a track that's going to be green forever. No one has like an advantage going in where they're like, this is their home track, like you had in Oklahoma with some of the local guys like Ryan Davis and Traven Wiley.
I was trying to look it up online, and I don't even think there's a dirt. I think they're building the dirt section.
Yeah, they're
for
building
that.
the dirt section specifically for NAS, and the track owner's like all cool with it, pretty much. I think they got nearly free range to do it wherever if they want to link multiple ones or just one. I'm not sure exactly what it's going to look like yet, but you know, Steve Ingram with those guys is always going to build you something super sick.
I'm excited as hell for that.
Yeah, those guys put on such a good series. They like cover everything. Where this one, it's turned into this. Unfortunately, it's still awesome, still fun, but not what it used to be.
Man, this race was a fight to the end with Philo and I. Man, we were battling, and I kept making mistakes, and I kept.
Dude, you're stuck behind Johnny Bang right now, bro.
Yeah. I was battling Johnny for a while on this one.
Dude, I just saw you like try to nose it in there. Like you're just like, let me buy this guy. Ooh, Zach Samp Chew update. He's down to a 156.
Wow.
The first three races, he'd come in and ask me and be like, was it better? And I'd be like, it's the same, dude. Right around that 2 minutes. And he's just like, fuck.
So how long has he been riding?
Not very long at all. Like that was his first year of Supermoto for sure.
Yeah,
and
last year
he's
we
only
kept
been-
bringing him to races and he was just filming for us and just helping be our pit bitch and try to make sure we had gas in our bikes and stuff. But we found out he's not very good with that either.
But he hasn't even been on a bike more than a year.
Really? Holy crap.
He's doing pretty good.
And that was awesome. He had such a good time going to the races that he was like, oh, I want to ride. And it's like, do it, dude.
It's my husband.
Zach's doing no footers behind you, Clayton. Freestyle God. I like Moyer. Moyer's like the motocrosser and Zach's like the free rider.
Tons to win because we had bad gas.
I didn't record this moto because I was too focused on trying to be able to even finish the last moto of the 450 class. So Sam Buffum's doing my filming job for me. Dude, I love that turn onto the front straight because like the way the bike just wiggles and dances up to the line. It feels so fun.
I felt like I was doing launch off the bike every time.
I'm riding.
And I think back at it now, I just didn't put enough weight on the front. I was like too far back.
You can, because like you can hear when someone's that close to you, so you can just hear Adam everywhere you go, huh?
Yeah, I knew he was there. I was doing everything I could to just not let him find a way around.
I remember asking Simpy.
In the asphalt.
So Simpy is like just angry the whole weekend because the first moto he gets screwed, even though he won, but like, and he was upset. And then now he's like, I have a chance to win this, but I get in this battle with this dude. So, but after the race, I asked Ryan, I was like, why don't you just go talk to the dude and be like, hey, we're in different classes. Can you not do this?
Just give me one lap. Get me to the dirt section without screwing me on the asphalt, and it'll work out just fine.
And then just grab on the back of me.
That's not to say that like you necessarily would have beaten Charlie, but it would have been nice for you to at least have the opportunity to like keep the pace and see if you could make anything happen.
Yeah. Because I feel like once I got around that guy, I kept the gap pretty consistent with Charlie. Now, granted, Charlie's probably just cruising a little bit. Because he had a pretty healthy gap, so I'm sure he's just kind of...
Yeah, that's a healthy enough gap where you're able to monitor. But like then sometimes it makes the riding almost easier to maintain a good pace too, because you have that healthy gap enough to where you don't have to worry, but you can also like, you're free to like kind of play a little bit.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's where you ride super good, is when you're having a good time.
Adam got the pass on me here.
Yeah, but even if he passes him, he'll still get there.
Johnny, were you just gassed from like
I don't remember it,
holding
like,
him off for a couple laps?
Look how much
Like, you know, like it separates into
the
three
dude made a
files.
mistake.
Couldn't find the third or the second file.
Donnie, seems like you were moving around pretty good this race.
Yeah. I'm here in front of both Clayton and Clayton here.
250s.
Brian's putting in a couple hot laps. Charlie better go.
I don't think they were that far ahead of me.
He might have saved his energy.
Yeah, you two are gone, dude. Look, Charlie's like getting ready to go into the dirt. And Johnny passed. Clayton passed finish like right there. Clay, when you sit behind Johnny Bangle, I'm like, what the heck?
I don't remember my thoughts on this one, but something like that, I'm sure.
I know Simpy's kind of similar to me, where like the race mornings, you just feel like so stressed out because you like know the pressure that's coming up, and you know like that like sick feeling you get to the stomach when you go to the line. Like, Simpy, how did you feel that morning?
Oh,
I've
the nerves.
gotten better over the past couple years, but it's still not ideal. Like I don't really eat much. I just have to try and like get my mind off of it as much as possible and try not to think about it.
No egg bites before going on the track.
No, that's a hard no. Fool me
But
once.
I feel like now you at least voice that you're like stressed out, where in the past you were just silent and scared the whole time.
When I first started Supermoto, I can't even describe, dude. I was flipping out. Cause like I hadn't really even done much racing before that anyway, so it was like first race, and then there's all these like fast people, and I don't even know what I'm doing. It's just terrifying.
That's how I felt moving into the pro class.
And Nas was like a couple weeks before this race, and that was your first real pro one. And you had
that
some
one.
like vet dudes like Engstrom yelling at you and stuff, and and you guys were like, "What are we doing? Is this guy gonna try to hit me? Like, what's going on?"
Yeah, that one put a hurt on the ego for jumping into riding like myself.
Ryan's coming.
Yeah. No, you rode really good this one. I feel like, because like Clayton had legitimately won the national amateur title the year before and stuff, like traveling the country, and him and Watson and Johnny, and there's a good amount of good dudes in the amateur class the year before. Clayton stepped up. He's a good rider, and you straight up were the better guy on this weekend, you know?
Yeah, that last year I did really well in the California round, but I ended up breaking both my wrists and wasn't able to attend the rest of the series.
Oh right, yeah, I already forgot about that. That was so gnarly, because yeah, it was like, ooh, Moyer's gonna be good this year at round one the previous year, and then you made the Colorado round two, but then yeah, the rest of the year you were gone. I was like, oh shit. And then I think I remember hearing from you later into the year that you had broke both wrists. I was like, oh my god, dude.
Yeah, that's still brutal. I was supposed to get all the plates and stuff out, but that didn't work out.
I got a bunch of plates and screws in my wrist too. It's not fun.
Yeah.
It takes a long time to especially get your throttle hand back.
Yeah, that was honestly a big goal. This weekend I was trying to figure out how to get wide open on those straights.
Ooh, I'm trying to make the pass right there on Philo. It was such a tight.
But he's going inside too, so he's just like, he's taking your line. He's like, I'm not going to open it up this time. So you won one of the motos, right? So that if you had won this one, you could have tied and then took the tie break by winning this final one. Correct, Adam?
Yeah, that would have been the winner if I did. But man, I was pissed off. But it was a good person to lose to. I mean, he was consistent. I made mistakes, but I was happy with my performance.
Yeah, dude, you do the 127.9 there and stuff. So like that's the best you had done all weekend, the whole weekend, and like that was faster than what Ryan did the first moto when he won. So you would drop 3 seconds on yeah.
Well, I was feeling better the more and more I rode, so yeah. But I definitely look back now, and there's a lot of things I can improve on, you know, what I was doing, my technique and stuff.
The other thing is like the track got so much better. That was the other really why the track got faster, was just, remember when we went out for practice on Friday how slick the track was? So because they had that rain on like Friday afternoon, and it just like totally brought the oils up in the asphalt and just like kind of washed away the rubber that was there, made the track super green again. And it was like, I was like, oh my god, we're in for it this weekend. Like, it's so slick. And by the end of the weekend, man, we could push a damn good pace.
Oh yeah, it felt awesome. Like second day, it was like outstanding traction.
Yeah, like there were still the slick spots, like that final corner right there there's always some slickness there. The S's, the X of the S's, I'd say turn 4, like that kind of bus stop before you head back to the inside of the track.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I think it's one of the things that makes Tucson fun is because you got like that range of, I think that's every asphalt track, is just because it's asphalt doesn't mean that you're going to be able to like push to a certain level. You can only ever ride to the level of grip that you have. And that on asphalt, there's a bunch of variables that do affect asphalt that most people don't think about. So it's like you do have to build into a pace on a weekend. You can't just go out on the Friday qualifier and be like, I got to find the pace and then think that that's all that's going to be there. You can work into it as like lines develop.
Especially this week.
Go, babe, go!
And then it did start getting warmer too, so that helped.
Only 5 seconds back, Sammy.
Yeah, I kept it pretty consistent there, but which is why it's so frustrating that I got held up with that guy. Like I could have kept it consistent.
Please,
right behind him.
Say his name.
Come on, babe. Go.
Because you and Charlie are going to come down to the finishes like this. You guys are tied for the championship. Last moto, Charlie wins. You get second. He gets the tiebreak.
Great.
And then the amateur class out here, it's the same way. Adam and Philo's got 2 wins. Adam's got 1. This is the final opportunity where he can tie it up. And then be in the last round, that would benefit you as the tiebreak. So I guess that's like the thing about these short races. Instead of like one weekend you have 4 motos, it does keep things really close for like quote unquote championship. Good job, Lars.
Nice.
That was a fun weekend.
Where were you guys?
Race there.
Did I just see you, Adam, like kind of going slower through the dirt section on that last lap?
I don't think so. It was a fight to the end.
Yeah. Okay. I think I just saw you guys dive into this corner. You should be coming around. Yep. Okay. Yeah. No, you didn't.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Oh, dude, so close.
So close. After this race, I re-geared my bike, re-teeth up in the back. Oh man, it made such a difference.
Oh yeah, the torque out of the corners.
The start, the torque out of the corners, it's insane now.
And then, I mean, I guess the other thing for guys like you that are more Cali guys, so you guys are more around sea level typically. This track's at 3,000 foot elevation, so your bikes probably feel slower. For us, we're coming from like 6,000 feet, so our bikes feel awesome.
Oh, man, yeah. Well, luckily the fuel injection helps a little bit with that, the elevation change, but if you had a carburetor, you'd be screwed.
Yeah, you'd be freaking just chasing gearing in the beginning of the weekend, trying to make your bike run happy.
Yeah.
Dude, when I turned pro in 2007, I remember we had charts and Simpy just
Like, don't hit me, dude. Just give me a
You're
hug.
hauling ass. Thank you. That's awesome, man.
I was worried you were gonna come get me.
No.
I love you 3 times?
My shoulders hurt.
What'd you say? I got 3rd, yeah.
Not good. No podium action.
I really did like the podium action. You know, the champagne, we're up on the podium. Oh, good.
Dude, we didn't get any champagne in the 450 class because it was too much of a shit show.
Oh yeah.
You didn't even really get a podium.
We all lost.
We'll talk about that next week. Continue.
No celebratory wheelies on this day, Simpy? You remember?
No. No, I don't think I did on this.
No.
I don't think I did.
Yeah, I don't know if you've heard, but Simpy was trying to show off for his girl one time and looped out and skinned his butt cheeks off trying to do a wheelie.
That makes it like, what, 20 out of 20 SMR videos that we've mentioned that on?
We need a tally marker for that. Make like a little graphic that pops up.
Homie on the Suzuki, I was giving him some sauce for a little bit, but that's the kid I took 3rd from first race, and then it's a fucking mission to race that kid for sure.
You're a mission, Clayton.
Oh,
Yeah, I wonder if we'll get another Tucson round anytime soon.
I don't know. We saw Alex Mock at the Triple Crown Supercross in Phoenix last weekend. So because he's like doing that privateer paddock, where I think it's like kind of like a TPJ like type setup for those who know moto and Supercross, where Ted Parks used to like take privateers bikes around the country and stuff. But I think Alex, I'm not sure if the riders have to pay a certain amount to get the bike shipped around the country with him, and then I know he has some other sponsors that help the team. So if the privateers sign up to do his program, they can get like certain sponsors that have come on board his program and then haul his bikes around or get their bikes hauled around the country for the round of Supercross and stuff. Keep it easier on the privateers a little bit. But anyway, we saw him there last week and he didn't mention anything about Supermoto. I didn't really push the subject since we haven't been on the best of terms. But he didn't even know it was a Triple Crown that we were at and stuff in his pit. I was like, what time does the LCQ start? Because I wanted to get back inside the stadium to see the LCQs during the daytime program for the Triple Crown. And he was like, sometime tonight. I'm like, what are you talking about? They're like, should be in a couple minutes.
Yeah, I texted Alex about 2 weeks ago and I said, any chance we have AMA's having any rounds this year? And he hasn't gotten back to me. So he'll probably reply to that message in about 3 or 4 months.
Yeah. No,
Man,
I don't want to talk shit, but it's gone downhill. So we got Nass and Smek and Bronson's got a new series, and the Sierra Nevada guys are running a cool series. Cascadia's got a cool series. There's plenty of cool series to do for Supermoto in the U.S. You don't just got to rely on AMA Supermoto to give us cool stuff to do.
Right. Yeah, we just
stuff more simple
whatever
for me.
whatever's the next thing. Well, NAS being in Amarillo this year would be really convenient for us.
Yeah, how far is that from Iowa for you, Clayton?
I believe that's around 11 hours. I could be wrong, but
Okay.
somewhere
Not great. but
around
not
there.
doable. Like, but less than you
In between
normally have
9
to
and
do, kind of.
yeah, in between 11. So all of them have been a trek for me, minus the one up to Shawano isn't too bad.
Yeah, that one's a trek for us.
Are you planning on doing
Yeah.
Smack this year?
I'll do the Shano round. All the other ones are,
Yeah, Lightning on the Wolf.
yeah, they're a pretty good
I
trek
want
for
to do
me
that
still.
Ohio round, but I think the Ohio round's in September, and that's the same month NASA's, so it'd be really hard to try to pull both those off.
Yeah.
Adam, you drove quite a ways to get to Oklahoma last year.
Oh man, it was like on the map, on Google's map, it was like 21 hours, but it took me like 26 or 27 hours to drive. It was no joke. I was pulling that trailer.
That's how it was for me. That California round, that was the trek. I think ended up being in the truck for 20 hours.
Oh. Simpy, throw up your stream so we can look and see what the schedules are looking like.
I'm still recovering financially from all those trips out there. The fuel cost, man.
We all.
Yeah.
I guess you can use that as an enticement to step up to the pro class. Adam is like, at least you got a little bit of chance at purse money and stuff
A
in the pro
little bit,
classes.
very
So
little.
at least help pay back some of it,
Yeah, definitely.
If you get a KTM 250, you can just swap everything over from your SMR.
True.
Is their
Yeah.
schedule posted on their website, Simpy? Please.
No
No, I
events
think
just
it's
showed.
posted. I think it's posted on their Facebook.
Facebook. Who uses Facebook?
Jay and Stevie from SMEC are at the AIM Expo in Vegas right now. So if I saw they had some like cool, all kinds of NAS stuff on display.
Did you see if they had a bike out there?
Rydell had bikes out there. Click on the SMEC page.
There it is.
Yeah. Yeah, so they're going to the Heron Compound, which is a new venue for them. And then the Quaker City Motorsports Park in Salem, Ohio on September 6th and 7th. That looks like a really cool track, like brand new asphalt. Looks like a sick layout. That'll be a good one. But yeah.
And those are qualifiers, so that'd be nice. US Air is a qualifier, VIR, and then that Oakland race park, which...
Yeah, Adam, if there was one race in the country that I would say that you should try to do to ride at some point on a supermoto bike would be the US Air Raceway in Shawano, Wisconsin. That track is the asphalt's so cool. There's so much elevation change.
Cool.
It's beautiful property.
That's by far my favorite track.
That's such a cool track. It's a track, but that's a very cool
trip out there.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's like 24 hours for us, and then you got to add probably 12 to 15 for you.
It's fairly unanimously like everyone's favorite track, though.
Are there any racers from that area that are like legit?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Dude, there's a young kid that's more of an asphalt only dude because he's a really pursuing road racing, and the supermoto is more of just like a kid. Like his name's
crazy.
Hank Fosberg. He's unreal, dude. He's so sick. I want to be cool like him when I grow up, dude. But that kid on a 450 on this asphalt, I don't think I want anything of it. Like he's pushing like top tier pace on it. Like it would give Bronson or me or Nikki fits. And we would only beat him because we are better in the dirt section. But this kid's like 14 or 15 right now.
Some ice racing nowadays.
Dude, that Wisconsin looks sick for the like they build those ice tracks that are like real racetracks, not just ovals for the wintertime.
Trying to find where he had some.
That reel right there, yeah. Or that's probably him goofing. But yeah, the kid's sick. He's so fast. and he can just slide a bike so good.
Are they going backwards there?
Yeah.
America?
Yeah, Road America.
Put it on it.
That's that U.S. Air track we're talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, dude, he ran when we were there last. He was running the asphalt only class, and there was a couple of dudes that were like Moto America road race dudes that were like, Syndic Carl was out there, and he's like a top 10 Moto America 600 class dude. And like Hank whooped him. And then there's another really good dude from out there that runs the true Supermoto with the dirt section and isn't just an asphalt princess. Ty Fitzer, he's super good, and he's like Buffum where he'll ride lights and open. So there's definitely some quality dudes out in the Wisconsin area. That's one of the more big events, I'd say, as far as rider turnout in America. You usually have like 100 riders there on a weekend.
It's crazy. The awesome tracks is where, they have to ride seasonally, because of snow and all
I
that
know.
crazy stuff. That sucks, right?
Yeah, all the areas like in California where you're spoiled with like good weather, it's just like people are too cocky to race or whatever. You gotta rely on the guys that only get to ride seasonally to have all the best stuff.
He's got to be 95 pounds on that 450.
Yeah, I see a little kid on there. Because he is.
He's like sick, and I think he knows he's sick too. I like it. He's super cool to talk to. He's not like I'm not saying like he's cocky, like, but he knows that like he can ride. The first year we ever saw him, though, he like broke his femur at that lightning on the Wolf event.
Was that shot?
No, that was. You remember where Ugly went off that year we were all there, Johnny? It was that corner.
I was just seeing if that was reversed or that, I couldn't tell. But he flew into some tires there too.
Mm-mm.
Now, you guys, I don't know all your guys' background of riding and stuff, but most time kids are young and they're like
pull up
crazy
Tyler
on a dirt
O'Hara's
bike,
Instagram.
And they ride super crazy and they're really fast when they're young, and then as they grow up, they calm down and stuff. Like when I was young, I got my first dirt bike when I was 14. I didn't ride tracks. I just rode down trails and stuff, and I wasn't a good rider back then. But now that I'm 47, I'm the best I've ever been. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's the same for you guys. Maybe because I'm older, mature, I've learned a lot more stuff. As been riding ever since 14. But were you guys crazier riders back then, and like more wild?
No, I mean I guess now I'm not. I don't know. I've been riding again for like 5 years or something like that.
Yeah,
And
Simpe's kind of late to it, but kind of you had like
I've been in it
XRs
now.
and that kind of stuff when you were a kid, but not really riding.
Yeah. So like I learned super basic like bike control when I was a little kid, but then I took like a really long break and then picked it back up. I don't know, like 5 or 6 years ago, something like that.
But like when he says pick it back up, like he was a goon. He was a goon, boys.
It was pretty rough.
Okay.
But then I don't know, just started riding with some quicker people, and then eventually got riding with Butters, and then he ruined my life.
Well, see, that's what I was thinking. Like locally, in Bronson's season, going into the pro class this upcoming season, and I'll get the chance to maybe like hitch a ride on to the fast guys, and learn some more stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I feel like you always pick up a ton of speed when you start riding with people that are faster than you.
Unless they're ridiculously faster than you, then you can't even fathom what they're doing.
Can't
I
even
think it's
tack
still.
on
I
for a
think
little
it still helps just because you know that there's more out there, so you don't.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I remember getting my dick kicked in when I first turned pro, and then coming home and just being better, just automatically.
I can see that.
And then Johnny, you're like a jack of all trades, but you kind of been a goon that's slowly gotten better and better on the bike. So
Yeah, I kind of always just owned a bike, but never really tried to be competitive in anything. I did some hair scrambles and would show up, and I was just there for the party, really. And then towards the end of like my hair scramble stuff, I started actually caring a little bit, and I started progressing there. And then riding Supermoto, how can you not try to be competitive out there? Because we're only racing, we're not just playing around, And so I've figured some stuff out and playing video games and kind of just, I don't know, the years of just watching how a bike works and stuff like that. It kind of makes a little more sense in my head of what needs to be done. Doesn't always mean I can apply it, but
and you
know.
first did Supermoto in like 2018, I want to say.
yeah.
And then you kind of went
2018,
away for a couple
Colorado.
years, and then we got you back out.
Yeah, I just picked I just shared a bike with Thomas out in Colorado in 2018, and then I think 2019 I went with Tommy to
Tucson.
Tucson, and I think that was the year your knee was messed up or something.
Yeah.
And I rode his bike then again, and then finally I bought some wheels. And 2020 I had my own setup. So
The rest is history. Simpy's got Sierra Nevada Moto Championship stuff pulled up, and they got a kind of cool series. Like the last few years, they've been growing. Cameron Bellamy, or I think I might have just messed his name up, but he won last year, and like I think he won every race. But they got quite a cool series going. But what's even cooler is like the opening round they got in March in Sonoma and stuff is a Moto America Mini Cup qualifier. And that's like, I don't know if you guys have seen that, but Moto America has like this mini cup where they use those little Ovale, like pit bike style little road races, or like little mini MotoGP bikes with these fast little like 190 motors in them. And so like these kids rip on them, and even adults like Tyler O'Hara has one that he like trains on and stuff. But O'Hara is like an old OG Supermoto guy from like back in the day when it was true AMA professional Supermoto. He caught like the tail end of it just like I did, and then did it for quite a few years. And he's a super high level dude. Now he rides for Factory Indian doing like the bagger stuff, which looks wild. And he's won championships doing that stuff. He's kind of the one helping promote this event with these guys. And he's got like, I think it was him and John Hopkins, who's a OG road race champion, MotoGP dude, American. So there's a bunch of really cool like people involved with that event in March. And they got I think it's kind of like it's not a Supermoto specific event because it's more of like a road race style event, but they have a Supermoto class with a pro purse and stuff at it. So anyone in that area around March should definitely go look into that, because Sonoma's a really cool track. It won't be a dirt section; it'll be an asphalt only event.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely gonna go for that one. My son and I.
Yeah, that's a cool track. It's like up on the hill overlooking Sears Point, or I guess it's not called Sears Point anymore. But
so who might be there? Do you know, Adam?
I have
I
no
would
idea.
assume Bronson might go.
That's what I'm thinking. I don't know if I haven't heard from him.
But
For
I know he's
sure.
doing more of the TT stuff. But I think that's before their season starts. They might have Daytona by that time, or because these guys would probably be going to Daytona, so it can't be around that time.
Yeah, I wonder if Adam could sneak in a Open Pro podium.
Gives him that purse money.
Who's out there,
True.
It's all about that money.
Yeah, I don't think I'm making it out there. That's too far of a drive, and you know me, if we ain't got no dirt section, I'm just not into it. Unless it's raining. If it's raining, then asphalt's fun. But if it's not raining, like I don't want to just do asphalt only. It's boring.
You know me, I'm just trying to look for seat time. I just need as much seat time as I possibly can get.
I like to tell Simpy and Johnny here that they don't need to practice Supermoto. You just ride dirt bikes out in the desert like I do, and that's all you need. Stuff, but
Still,
they don't.
to
They
this
don't believe
day,
me.
I haven't practiced Supermoto.
And you keep getting better.
Yeah, but just
Really?
imagine how it would be if
In
I
theory.
practiced.
Yeah, down here in Southern California, all we can practice, only tracks really are street tracks with, Adams Motorsports Park's got a little crappy dirt section. And then, Apex just is putting together a dirt section, but all the other tracks are just street. So we can really practice, or you just go out into the desert, motocross tracks, whatever.
Yeah.
I think they did either a race or a track day out at Horse Thief recently. I saw them posting something. They had quite a handful of people out there. How far is Horse Thief from you?
I have no idea.
That's Willow Springs.
Willow Springs.
I think it's less than 2 hours away, Willow Springs.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool
doubt
track.
They have a dirt section that's usable unless we're there.
Yeah.
Last time I was at Willow Springs, I had an R1. I did a track day out there, but it was probably like 15 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, that helps explain why you were pretty fast at picking this up then. You've been on and off different bikes your whole life, huh?
Yeah, I've only raced one official motocross race when I was stationed in Virginia, and it was like the rainiest, muddiest, nastiest track ever. And I did one hare scramble, and then I've only done a bunch of track days on sport bikes. But I just ride on dirt bikes a lot. So that's pretty much all my racing experience.
That's sick.
But I always thought of myself as a really, really good motorcycle rider. So that's why I started in Supermoto, because I'm like, hey, I'm pretty good in dirt. I'm good on the sport bike. So I got to be pretty decent at Supermoto,
That's
So-
awesome. Now, I applaud you for actually going racing, because I feel like most guys, when they're like that, they just like to be the practice track heroes. And just sit in that glory of being the practice track hero and never show up to a race.
No, my motivation was I knew I was good, and I have a Harley, I have a bunch of Harleys, and I got a whole bunch of different type of bikes. I have an RC8, and I go to the canyons and I tear everybody up in the canyons, no matter what I'm riding. And and I was go to Supermoto track with when I first got in Supermoto, and I was like, one time I saw Graham Watson before I even knew who he was, and I'm like, I wasn't too far behind him, and I was like, I'm like, man, that guy is like all decked out, and I look him up, find out about him, and he's one of the winners of amateur and stuff. I'm like, man, I gotta do it. I gotta prove to myself that I'm fast as I think I am. So I just did, and luckily,
awesome.
Supermoto is like the cheapest racing you can do. So
Yep. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love to hear that.
But I don't have I don't want to be the number one pro in the United States. I just want to get to a point where hey, I'm a fast racer, and maybe get into the pro level and just be close to the front. I'm happy with that.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think that's how kind of all of us are, really. It's just like, I've always just been in the pursuit of trying to truly being able to call myself a professional. There's plenty of days where I still feel like, well, not there yet.
Uh-huh.
And there's days where I'm like, oh, I'm pretty good. And then there's other days where I'm just like, nope.
Yeah, when you go to Europe.
Yeah. There's the other riders.
Yeah, I'm always watching those Moto Donations, those you Bronson and Nikki were riding.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always watching those videos, man. I'm just like, man.
That was an experience for sure. That was so cool.
Yeah.
The level over there is unbelievable.
Hey, I'm still
Bronson series.
What?
Pull up
Bronson
Bronson's
series.
I saw Rick Engstrom's bringing his son Eli over to do a couple of the S4, or not It's like they have a mini class. Oh, S4 is asphalt over there in Europe. I can't remember what they call the minis. But he's gonna have Eli. They're gonna build up a CRF 150 over there, and he's gonna do a couple of the European races, which is gonna be pretty wild.
That's sick.
Does he have like a website for it? I can't find the.
On Instagram,
It's like Supermoto Championship on Instagram.
I think you can also see it on bronzenpierce.com. Or whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah, that Bakersfield track is always really cool because the asphalt there is pretty grippy. It has some spots that are slick, but like we were talking about with Tucson, as you ride the track throughout the day, you start to get more and more grip. And just the way you can slide a bike on that asphalt's super fun to ride at Kern County.
Definitely, that's a fun track.
Wonder if Bronson figured out the dirt section. He keeps talking about it, but haven't got a for sure answer if they're getting dirt out there.
Yeah, I think he's hoping that the track will allow him to like bring in dirt that can, because they used to have a permanent dirt section off in the corner, and they scraped it so they can have more parking for cars or whatever they got going on, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But we've done some really unique. We had that track for some AMA Nationals where it was just supermoto bikes. It wasn't in conjunction with cars or anything, and we had a ramp that jumped us over NASCAR turn 1 up onto the top, onto the dirt around the banking, and then dropped down, had a dirt section outside the car track, went through the tunnel into the pits as part of the racetrack. We had some really cool layouts at Kern County. Obviously, they can't do it for when you're in conjunction with the cars and stuff like that, but there's still so much payment there that you can have really cool layouts and never run the same track.
That's such a cool event, though, that they have like, monster trucks and who knows whatever else they have going on. Demolition derby and just a bunch of redneck stuff. And then
the best part of it was that we were all parked in the pit part in the middle, so you're able to up front and personal with all this crazy shit going on. The freaking the cars dragging trailers and boats and shit. So cool.
And this is another one, kind of because you're in conjunction, so you're into a tight timeline. So amateur and pro run together. So you got a big grid on this.
And it was super fun because, I get to battle with the pros, and I was, actually able to hang on with them. And so that was really a good experience.
Yeah, it looks cool. Definitely be cool if they do decide to let him have a dirt section.
Look at that badass.
We'll see, brother.
Yeah.
Just
I was
Little sea pain.
totally surprised that I was able to get that championship.
Yeah, there's a picture of him with the championship, Simpy.
Yeah. My first year, I wasn't expecting much, but
Man,
you got a set of tires, dude?
That's tight.
yeah, Bridgestones. Like, it was part of the that's what I got. I was stoked about it. I have them on my bike right now, actually, and I'm pretty happy with them. I was running the Metzlers before that came stock on the SMR. But now I got the Bridgestones, and I mean, I really don't. I can't tell the difference. Really, they got traction. The soft and the rubbery.
So you're still on your second set of tires from your new bike?
No, I've gone through millions of set of tires, but I was always running the Metzler, the same Metzlers that came on the bike originally, from when I bought it from the dealership. And then this is my first set of Bridgestones, and they perform well.
I've always heard that you can get the Bridgestones to work pretty good. It's just that your bike setup's a little more crucial on getting the best out of the tire, where the Metzler's so grippy, especially when it's new, that you can the tire's so good it'll hide a bike that wants to chatter and stuff. So that's why I like the Metzlers, because like on race day when you want to send it a fresh set of Metzlers, like I can't beat it. where I'm sure I could get comfortable on the other set of tires or whatever, but I don't feel like you can just straight up any tire I've ever ridden doesn't beat the performance of the Metzlers.
Yeah, my whole journey through this Supermoto thing, just starting out, my style has changed so much as I learned, And I was running those Metzlers, and I went through like 3, 4 different like riding styles. I first started off like mainly a sport bike style, hanging off it, doing that style. And then I moved to a supermoto style, extreme like layout, leaning it over. And then it was like a hybrid of that. And then I met Bronson, and then I went more to that European style, and I'm more fine tuning that right now. So now that I'm in the European style, I'm running the Bridgestones, and with that style, the European style, how I think it's like less disruptive to the bike chassis. So I'm not pushing the tire like I would when I was doing this, the sport bike style, hanging off the bike, when I like relied on the tire to grab everything I could, and I wasn't like over the front. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of guys lean to the inside almost too much in certain sections. The guys that are going for that knee down, elbow down. It's like, man, you're gonna lose that front, But
Yeah, and when the
especially 'cause they enter so fast.
front loses like that and you're already down, it's like maybe you can lean on your knee to hope that it's gonna grip, but it's like you're just hoping it's gonna grab again. You're just at the mercy of it and stuff. Where if you're more neutral and it starts to tuck, you can just like pick the bike up some, or you want to turn tighter, you can push that inside bar and really dip that thing down.
Yeah, just let the weight off the bars and let like your body kind of fall into it until it finds traction.
I feel like
so
Clayton's kind of the opposite of you, where he came from more of the motocross background and he's had to slowly figure out how to adopt more of a road race style.
That was definitely a game changer for me, going from motocross styling to trying to get, knee out, lean off the bike more. And I'm still battling that myself.
Yeah, I still feel funky leaning to the inside. Even if I'm accelerating out of like a long sweeper, like leaning to the inside just feels so wrong.
It's hard to wrap your head around that.
Yeah, now that if I hop on the track and I try to,
tire's gonna grip.
And it does, especially if you're trying to give it to the back tire. If you're on that inside, like you're getting more surface area. It just doesn't feel like you are, But that's only kind of like at the end, at the exit of your apex, when you're starting to accelerate. But there's guys that like go into the corner on the inside of their bike while they're heavy braking, and it's like that seems just wrong.
Yeah, I mean,
but I don't know.
That's one of those things where it's never like a specific way, because you have to ride to the traction that's available to you. So certain corners, it's like you start being able to build into a pace, and then once you get to a certain pace, that pace then can start equaling more traction, because then you can push the bike hard enough to where it forces grip out of the tire because of the load is heavy enough. You can think of like downforce in a car, and you can have pretty aggressive lean angles as long as it's got good load in it. Like you can get away with like it not really slipping and stuff. It's only when the traction is limited that lean angle starts really getting affected by it. So as long as the traction is good, you can start pushing the bike harder, and then the faster you go, almost the more grip you get, and then it can almost in a sense unlock another level that is beyond what you thought was there.
And that's exactly what I'm learning now. I got that little coaching from Bronson, and he's like, you need to be over the front wheel. And I always thought I was. I thought I was like, over it.
Yeah.
And he's like, shows me videos of me driving by, and I'm like, you see him, and his head is like the tip of the front fender. It seems like he's so tall,
Right.
And I'm over here like behind the handlebars, and I'm like thinking that I'm like stretched all the way out.
Yeah, I was always taught if you were to look down, you should be able to read your numbers.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't doing that. So I'm working on that. And I try to do that. So yeah, that's working out.
And I learned that more as like a motocross thing where you're like standing up, but I swear it's the same way on the Supermoto. I find myself exiting a corner and I'm just like pulling myself into my handlebars. And if I was to look down, I could probably see my number.
Which which you save so much more energy too, you know, because you're not fighting that acceleration with your arms or your legs. You're just falling forward.
Well, I swear, Supermoto is far more physical on your arms than Moto is. Like my triceps after riding Supermoto for a day are always like just fired up.
Yeah, I spent some time poaching the streets near my house Sunday, and I was sore for 2 days because I hadn't ridden Supermoto since Tucson. So
My bike's been in hibernation for the past couple months.
Oh, yeah, how's the Iowa winter treating you?
Oh, like 60 degrees right now, if that.
Brother, you.
Oh, shit.
I think it was 70 yesterday here in the high. It was nice.
Oh,
Yeah, I rode my
I
Gold Wing
wish.
into work today, man.
Not
I
me.
didn't even throw a sweater on this morning.
We had an ice storm yesterday, or last night into this morning.
Damn.
I saw that you got that gold wing.
Yeah, I
Motor.
found this old like it's a '96, like so carbureted 1500 Gold Wing. It was on Marketplace for like $1,500. My wife talked him down to 1,200.
Nice.
And we went and scooped it up, and I'm super stoked on it.
I had a buddy who had a
Is that the one
Valkyrie.
you had the beer
Yeah.
run?
Yep. Yeah, that thing I could probably fit like 100 beers in that thing. Yeah, were the Valkyries, those were like pretty much that engine, but in like more of like a cruiser looking chassis, right?
Yeah, it had no fairings. It was
Yeah.
it was a regular, it was the same bike with just no fairings, and he had a supercharger on it.
Oh, but those ones were a little different. I think they had like either 3 carb, or it had more carbs than the Gold Wing. The Gold Wing has 2 carbs for the 6 cylinders, and I think the Valkyrie had 6 carbs or something that you had to sync up on.
Yeah, I think so. But when he did the supercharger conversion,
Dude,
it
that'd
went
be
to one
wild.
carburetor. Yeah,
That's
so
wild.
he would bunny hop the bike. You know how
Oh
it's
my
shaft
God.
drive, so when you hit the gas,
Yeah.
it goes up instead.
Yeah.
Both tires would come off the ground when he would hit the jab, the gas.
I can see it. That
Funny.
motor's way faster than
awesome.
a Harley motor. And you know me, I'm just the king of having weird bikes. Old Gold Wing, Suzuki 250, Stark Varg. So then I can get the hate from all angles.
Nice.
But
Oh,
me
yeah,
and
Utah-
Clayton, no, we're
Supermoto's starting up
Suzuki
soon.
brothers. So what was that, Johnny?
Utah Supermoto is starting up soon too.
I didn't realize Bronson was also starting up in March. Getting close, boys. It'll be here before we know it.
Yeah, he actually changed up the schedule from last year because we were dying in the summer. One of the rounds was
That's
like 106
old one.
degrees.
Damn.
It's
Yeah,
like
it was horrible.
Utah SBA or something like that.
But yeah, they scheduled a couple races in the spring and a few races in the fall. So it's going to be awesome this year.
That's cool. Yeah, and he was able to because last year he was able to get sponsors on board that he was able to fund the purse before they even showed up to the event, and I think the track took so much of the sign up or whatever to
That's not it.
pretty much take the
Just go up
the
it should
Superbike
be-
it's
I think it
the
just
Road
says the
Race
round one,
Association also runs the
fourth picture.
Supermoto side.
I have no idea.
That was the 5th one, Simbi. April 27th.
April
All right.
27th.
But yeah, from what I was talking with Bronson is he was saying he's already got more sponsors signed on. The purse has increased, and the way they've been able to run it to where what the track needs from him is a rental in a sense, or to participate and cover all the pit passes and that kind of stuff. the entry fee like gives you your pit pass and all that stuff. So he's able to like kind of make everything make sense, where that's the hardest part for all the race associations anymore, is the cost of running races. Is the promoters can't make a profit. They can barely cover costs. So it's cool that Bronson's been able to do it successfully. And obviously, like, piggybacking off those guys is definitely helpful. If he had to try to rent that track for his own race, that would add so much cost to it. And then he'd be having to pay for the ambulance and insurance and everything else, where he's able to kind of jump in with those guys and not have to worry about those aspects just yet.
Yeah, and it brings new eyes to Supermoto as well, you know.
Yeah. No, there's something cool about like racing in front of a crowd. Like, Adam, you were at the one we did in that Sacramento area. I can't remember the name of
Oh,
that town.
Roseville.
Yeah.
For Supermoto
Like, that
USA.
crowd was super into it. I thought because we were at the fair, like the crowd wasn't going to care and stuff, but it felt like they were into it.
Yeah, that was a crazy. That was hot as hell too. I think that ruined everything.
So
The
hot.
heat. Man, I was dying, dude. And that's all I remember is the heat.
Dude, my wife kept like going into my van and just like, we had the solar like deflectors in the windshield and stuff, and we were trying to keep it cool in the van. We were running it most of the time to get the AC to cool off. I ran my van so much it freaking the reservoir for the coolant got like a pinhole in it. It was leaking all the way back. When I got home, the van was like kind of starting to run weird and stuff. Like, if I was on the gas, the temperature would stay cool, but if we were like coming to a stop, it would start heating up. What the hell's going on? And it was because it was low on coolant.
Damn.
Just boiled it all off.
But yeah, I was racing with, I felt what, I was just trying to get because I had thought the whole deal was you had to qualify so that you can go to the race in Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
While I was in Oklahoma, they're like, no, as long as you race, you qualified. I thought it was like 4th place and above. So I was like fucking cutting people off and shit. I was these dudes. Seriously, I just blocked past them so bad. And
I feel like
I was like, I need to be there.
Yeah. No, that was definitely one of those things where Jay, the promoter for that, he won. In the future, he wants to kind of be at all the qualifiers that he doesn't run, so that he can help better explain that kind of stuff, because that didn't get communicated well. And then it was so hot that like there wasn't as much broing down and like talking about that stuff as there could have been at that California race, because we'd go to the track and then we'd all just like hide in our pit dying,
Yep.
Who's that clown?
Damn, we almost got the same kid. I'm on that bike and with those boots.
Yep. That picture.
When I was racing,
scroll up the one that was like right after the one of me wheeling. Yeah. That one, Tyler O'Hara, is the number 9 right there. The guy that we were talking about is running the race at Sonoma.
He's state line right here.
Yeah. And that's Jason Uribe on the outside of him. That kid was like 13 years old, and me and him were battling in the lights class. I was like 23, 24. And this young kid is battling me already. And now he's gone on to win. Like, he won a couple Moto America Superstock races last year. I think on a BMW, on one of the S1000s. But he went over to Europe, like right after he did that year battling me in the lights class. I knocked myself out at one of the races. He beat me in the championship, got the championship at 13 over me, and then went to Europe and raced in Spain for like some Moto 3 type teams and doing that kind of stuff. And now he's back over here in the States, and I think he's a firefighter too.
Damn.
Yeah. And then you even got Bronson tucked in right behind him. I'm on the outside of Bronson. Rick Engstrom on the 997. That's who was yelling at you at NAS this year.
So this was the lights class at
no, this is open. This is one of the heat races, so this is only half the field.
Oh, okay. I was like, where's Gage and Dustin?
They're probably in the other heat. I mean, it'd be fun to get O'Hara on here to do like just talk to him about Supermoto, because he did do it for quite a while, but me and him have some bad blood where he took me out at this race and broke my ankle. I mean, I don't hold anything against him now, but I was pretty pissed off at the time.
In the dirt?
Going into the dirt, he just dove inside, tucked the front, slid right into me, blew me out, but like his front wheel grabbed my boot and like just wrenched it around. And so like I fell and my bike fell on top of my ankle as it twisted backwards.
Oh fuck.
And then I remember like afterwards I like got an x-ray and it was broken. I sent him a picture of the x-ray and he was just like, damn, drink more milk, dude. I was just like, fuck you. I mean, it's just races. Like he was just going for it. It wasn't like he like intended on doing me dirty, you know?
Yeah.
He was always a little bit looser on the program. Like as far as he races hard. And I knew he raced hard, so I probably should have. I figured it was like second lap. I was in second place behind Gage. And I was just like, all right, we need to start going fast. And we were sweeping wide into the dirt because he wanted to get some of the turning done on the asphalt. So I left the door wide open. He tried to take it. So I had to take some ownership of that. I knew who was behind me.
Wonder if they'll ever repave that.
I don't know. Dude, I heard that. I think that casino's shutting down like that whole cluster. It was like 3 casinos and like a huge shopping mall and some fast food restaurants and all the restaurants in the buildings and the casinos. I think that's all pretty much dead now from what I hear. That whole Prim area is like not doing good. So I don't see the race ever going back there because I think it's all shutting down.
I mean, last time we were there was what, like one restaurant open and then in that hotel, and then that whole mall was mostly closed except for maybe one store, and then the other hotel was completely closed.
Yeah. I know the Cascadia guys up north in Washington. I don't know if it's a town in Oregon or Washington that they got like a street city, or like they're trying to get in the city streets of some town, and that would be a cool vibe. And they even have the blessing from Pop Hart to start calling that the Anthony Hart Memorial Race. So it'd be cool if because this one was done in honor of Tony Hart for, I want to say that was from 2009 or 2010 on.
Yeah.
So it'd be cool to see that.
Anthony Hart die?
08.
08.
A question about the tires you guys ran for that state line race. Was that medium compound or soft compound?
Usually the K1, so just the sauce.
It didn't eat them up fast.
I mean, there was one year where I got a flat where something pierced the crap out of my tire. I'm not sure what it was.
It's not aggressive. It's just very broken.
Yeah.
Oh.
You start chunking up the asphalt after a while. Pretty wild.
But yeah,
those parking lot tracks are some of the funnest though.
Like Colorado Supermoto is like super aggressive asphalt, but this is like kind of packed down, I guess you would say, even though it's very broken up.
Utah probably has like the best asphalt in the nation as far as grip to tire wear, where it's not abusive on tires and the grip is unbelievable.
Even better than like Shawano.
Oh yeah.
Shawano's not super grippy, but you don't really get a whole lot of tire wear.
But Shawano's weird because like in the rain, you can run slicks there and get grip. It's a really weird aggregate.
And Tucson would be so sketchy in the rain. I mean, maybe not, but probably. Thank God it never rains in Arizona.
All right, boys. Well, thanks for coming on. So I'm assuming we'll all get to see each other at least NAS this year.
I'll be there.
For sure. Yeah, I'll be there.
Hell yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, thanks for coming on, guys. That was awesome.
Yeah, thanks for having
That was good talking to you guys.
Good time. Yeah, thanks for having
Having
me. Appreciate it, dude.
Hey, boys.